Good afternoon, everyone. This is George with the Cross Country Mission. How's everyone doing today? I certainly hope you're doing well. Hey, with Friday being Good Friday, the day that the Lord our God willingly gave His life so that we may live, and with Sunday being Easter Sunday, the day that the Father raised the Son, I just figured it'd be a good time to tell you about my experience with the light. You know, I've mentioned it a few times in my earlier videos that I had died one night. Do I got an official certificate of death? No. But I did OD. My brother had come up there to my house at the time, and he had some stuff. I'd never touched it before. I've smoked a lot of weed and drank a lot of beer and played around with this and that. I'm an 80s baby. Probably didn't play around as much as the people from the 60s, right? But anyways, I had no business touching this stuff. And here was a weird thing, is that I had previously had a run-in with the Lord up on that mountain over in Korea that I have mentioned a few times. It wasn't a brush. I ran right into him over there. It's the first time that I'd ever met him. But when this incident happened down at my house, my brother come over with this stuff. Just a little bit of it I did. He went to sleep. I just did a little bit of it. Next thing I know, apparently I was found unresponsive on my porch. I had a walkout basement at the time. My wife had found me out there unresponsive. And I got told all this the next day. And I guess my brother was just slapping, really hitting me violently, to get me to come around, and because I scared him too. But anyways, what had happened is I had, I guess, just left this plane of existence or something. And I remember it happened twice that night. I don't really remember what happened the second time, or maybe I remember when I first saw it. Okay, when I first saw it, it was right over here. And I turned around. Now see, here's what's weird, is because I'd already had a run-in with the Lord, whether it was, it was God, okay, over in Korea up on that mountaintop when I went to that thing. It was a big revival, 3 days. You get off on the bus and everybody's, this is the day that the Lord has. But I didn't even know what was going on up in there. All I know is I was in a bad way. But so anyways, I had slipped out of this realm into the next, right? Well, my hair standing on end and stuff, just talking about it. But I looked over my shoulder, and there was the light. It was right there. And the first thing I said, I'm like, not now, Lord. I said, I got a baby. I had my daughter. Wow, but it was right there. And I guess at that time is when my wife had found me. My brother's just slapping me, and I guess I'd come around, or that's the story that I'm told, is I'd come around, and then I slipped back off. And I think when I slipped back off that second time, the light was still there again, and it was still there. I don't remember really what happened, but I remember distinctively it was 2 different times the light was there, and it was very inviting, but I didn't want to go to the light at that too, because I was just surprised that I was there. And the light was there because I knew exactly what was happening. I had a baby, And so anyways, I asked the Lord, I'm like, not now, Lord. Not now. And, you would think that with that being said, after I had met Jesus for the first time up on that mountain over in South Korea, so now I know He's real, right? And then the experience with the light, you would think that would be enough to just shell shock everything, right? And it was. I didn't talk about that for a good year probably, because I was still trying to sort it out with what exactly happened, But anyways, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and I went on. I even got into the New Age belief after that, to the point where I'm like, I was telling this Christian friend of mine, I'm like, I think God's, I said, seriously, man, what was his name? Reuben. I said, Reuben, I said, I'm not trying to blaspheme or nothing. I says, but I didn't really have the whole concept of Jesus and everything wrapped up. The Lord hadn't wrapped it all up for me like he has today at this point. But at that time, you know, he was pursuing me and I was kind of still running a little bit. I'm just trying to look at and check everything out, right? So I was, I even went off down this road. I told Reuben anyways, I'm like, Reuben, I says, man, I says, I ain't trying to blaspheme or nothing. I says, but I think God is bigger than what we think he is. What a weird statement. You know, God is bigger than what we think he is. I mean, you know, because New Age belief, right? You're into UFOs, you're into the mantra, you know, and you could just will whatever you want in your life, and you create your own reality, and there's a lot of truth, a lot of it. But anyways, yeah, I got into all that after I had met God, after I had seen the light, and I'll talk to you more about some more experiences that I had. The time I got attacked by the demon, he says, "He who calls out in the name of the Lord will be saved." You know, that night, well, that's a story for another day. I ain't gonna keep you on here. We'll talk about that some other time. Anyways, just know in your heart that God is real, Jesus is real, the light is real. Walk in the light. The darkness has nothing for you. It just doesn't. It doesn't. And be wise. Ask the Lord for wisdom. He'll give it to you. And walk in the light. He is in the light. He is the light. Anyways, this is George with a Cross Country Mission. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon. And we'll talk about that demon that got a hold of me one night. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.